So we need to talk about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And again, where I'm at right now, the closest theater just pulled Mission Impossible from their lineup, and I was able to see it the week before they pulled it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant about seeing it in theaters just because after what happened with the Fast and Furious Fast X, I was worried that I would go in and feel the exhaustion. But because people again saying complaints that it's just big stunts, Tom Cruise running, and just how can we make this stunt even bigger? And I was a defender of the Mission Impossible movies because again, I watched the first one and every other one besides 2, we don't talk about Mission Impossible 2, have exceeded and just managed to go above each and every other movie in order. Just stakes have been higher, but still an integral emotional connection to the characters. Especially when they started doing Ghost Protocol onward and having the same character instead of switching out the teams from Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3. And this would be the first one I saw in theaters. But again, I was hesitant because I was worried that I would feel the fatigue, the exhaustion that I felt with Fast X. But the opportunity presented itself, and I said to myself that if I didn't go see it and then I saw it on streaming and it was good, I would regret it. So I went to see it, and I'm happy to say that the Mission Impossible movies are still going strong. Again, my opinion. And yes, there were big stunts, but I felt that they were, again, just like every other big stunt they've done, well choreographed, well done, and able to be incorporated into the story to where they needed that stunt to happen for the story to move on. And the way they were able to incorporate the issue, the conflict, the villain of the movie was the problems we face in this day and age. I really liked how they're still able to keep up to date with the problems and make it a part of the story. And yeah, there's nothing I can say negative about it because I found everything good, great, perfect in this movie. And I'm really excited to see where they go with part 2 whenever that releases. And as long as they can keep putting in the same choreography, the same dialogue, the same action scenes, the same intensity, the same stakes, as long as they can keep me emotionally invested, I'm on board. If they want to keep going and make 10, 12, 15, go for it. But, okay, let me rephrase. As long as it's still with Tom Cruise, because I feel like whenever Tom Cruise is ready to say he's done with the Mission Impossible movies, then that's the point where we need to stop. Because the Mission Impossible movies have, for the most part, been the Tom Cruise movies, the Tom Cruise franchise. And that's not to say they could still tell a compelling story without Tom Cruise. They could, but me personally, I would rather see, if they were to end it, maybe a few years down the line. Well, way more than a few years, maybe 5-10 years. If they decided to reboot it, then okay, reboot it. New actor, new characters, everything. But again, don't reboot it all to make it your own movie. Make it your own Mission Impossible movie, whoever ends up directing it. And again, for right now, with the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movies, I still feel that they're doing good. They're still going above and beyond with each movie. They're still raising the bar every movie. And again, I'm glad I went to see this on the big screen before it got pulled on in my area. So again, I loved it and saw it was perfect. And for the runtime, I really was worried because I was like, oh, what if I need to use the restroom? Because I was just worried. I don't want to miss even just a second. And I sat down and it felt like no time passed by at all. I wanted it to keep going. I was like, surprise me. Give me part 2 right after this. Again, that's how good it was. That's how great it was. And best recommendation I can give is, if you're still in an area where they're still showing Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 and you haven't seen it, go see it on the big screen. Please do yourself that favor. You will not be disappointed. And if for some reason you're in an area like mine where they're not showing the Mission Impossible movies anymore, again, just don't watch it on your smartphone, watch it on the TV. If you know someone who has a mini movie theater or a projector, borrow it, watch it on the biggest screen you can. And again, I'm really glad I saw this before it was pulled. And I'm glad that I didn't feel the exhaustion and fatigue like the Fast X and Fast and Furious movies. I'm glad that this is still going strong as a franchise. And again, as long as Tom Cruise wants to keep making them, as long as he's of his own free will wanting to do it and not being forced to, keep making them. Because these are still good, these are still holding up. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Again, biggest screen you can if it's not playing in your area anymore. And just have a good time. But yeah, just go see it. Biggest screen you can. And just have a good time. But yeah, we'll see each other in the next video. And until then, just go watch it if you haven't. Go watch it on the biggest screen you can. And then, yeah. Again, I'm glad that my worries were proven wrong. I'm even sorry that I even had worries to begin with. But again, sorry, broken record, but go see it biggest screen you can. Or at the very least, biggest TV you can. If you can't borrow a movie theater, or if it's not playing in your area anymore, biggest screen you can. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.